Today we are going to be continuing our AI making process. We've already got this beautiful paint mixing facility which is fully automatic. So it knows which color it's supposed to be making and it makes the decisions on its own using these wires. The paint then gets brought to this facility where we paint some shapes, but just any shapes. And today I would like to focus on this bit. I think we're very close to the final part, which is actually making and painting the shapes that we need to progress to the next level. So I think here we should have the 4 quarters of a shape. That's a square, circle, windmill, and a star. Those 4 quarters. And they're going to be painted here. In this area, we're going to decide about the color, and that's just going to be a color of 1 quarter, because this analyzer analyzes a quarter of a shape. That means that we are going to have 4 of those paint mixers, 1 for each quarter. Then we're going to have 4 painters. Every painter is going to decide which quarter we're supposed to paint and take the corresponding shape. This is also going to happen 4 times, and in the end we're going to stack those together. I don't expect the automatically generated shapes to be much difficult to make. I suppose there's going to be a simple stacking, and that we're not going to have those weird shapes like the rocket ship shape or the logo shapes. I suppose it's simply going to be something that looks possibly like this. So this shape I've created is a star which is on top, and then this little circle. And when I deconstruct this, it's a quarter circle and a whole circle. Now what happens if I analyze this yellow quarter? I got nothing. That's interesting. Why? This thing is gonna take the top right corner and say what's the shape and what's the color. So if I do it on this shape here, top right part is a circle and it's blue. But here there's no top right part at all. So I just want to know what this signal is. That's no signal. That's interesting. And I don't think I can work with no signal. Can I? So my guess at this moment is that we're always gonna have whole shapes and we're not gonna be missing any parts. If that's the case, our job is much easier. So as I said, we're gonna use quarters. So 4 quarters. Each is gonna get its own paint mixed. So 4 paint mixing facilities. Each quarter is gonna get painted. Here we're gonna pick the corresponding quarter that we need. And that's gonna be 4 of those as well. And that means we've got 1 shape. So let's make that happen. Here, I think we should need 4 conveyor belts incoming. And we're just gonna pick 1 of those. And each conveyor belt is gonna have 1 corner of each shape. Here we got the star, circle and square, and I just need to find the windmill, which isn't anywhere close. Here. Oh wow, look at this! This is a beautiful shape. That's exactly what we need. It has all 4 parts necessary to make what we want. I'm gonna upgrade something first. I don't know what, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna upgrade the belts because why not? This shape we can extract and bring to our painter right here. We're gonna use the quad cutter, and I also want each shape to be at the same position, just so we have some consistency. So for now I'm gonna make them all be top right corner. There, I've rotated those shapes appropriately. Now we've got what we need. So here I'm gonna have to analyze the goal shape, which in our case is a star, and pick whichever shape from these 4 I need. I'm not gonna deconstruct the shape here. It's gonna be an issue for later, so I'm not gonna do any unstacking for now. I'm just gonna go ahead and analyze it, and it's gonna analyze the bottom layer. So this is the top right corner of the bottom layer. It's a star. That's what we want to know. you know what? I wanted to split these, but I can actually join them all together, I think. Let me try that. The thing is that this cutter can only do 4 items a second, but the conveyor belt can do 17. So we're gonna have to use 4 of those to fill 1 conveyor belt, which we want. So I can join all of those together and it's gonna add up to 1 conveyor belt in total. I can even measure the speed and it's about 17, as you see. So that's the complete speed that we want. And I just need to do this a couple more times. And then I can split the incoming conveyor belt a few times as well. There. Now for each of those shapes, I want only the star one, as said by this analyzer. So I'm going to put in some item filters. And I'm gonna say, discard the shapes you don't want and send the rest through. Also, I would like you to merge those 4 conveyor belts into one. So like that, that's merging the 4 into this one. Now, what shape do we actually want? So we want a star, so that's simple. If you are top right corner of a star, go there. But this is a whole star, this information is a whole star. So if I place it there, nothing is coming through. Which means that this signal needs to be deconstructed. So I need to cut this information virtually. Now I've got the 2 halves. And since I want the top right part, which is this one, I need to rotate this. I need to rotate a couple of times. So I'm going to rotate. Now we've got bottom star, rotate, rotate. Now we've got this. And out of that, I want the left side. So now we can cut this. And we want the left side, which is this one. But we also want to rotate it so it's back to the right, as it was earlier. So rotate, and this is the signal that we want. And as you can see, now the stars are going through. It's brilliant. Now I also need to wire the other item filters, like this. And now we've got the star pieces everywhere. And this factory now manufactures the top right corner of the goal shape. Now instead of having this belt reader which says whether the top right corner should or shouldn't be painted, I'm gonna remove this whole thing, as it's unreliable, as I said earlier in other videos, and we want to take this information about the color from here. And if we don't have paint, then send it to the right, so some more logic needed. We are going to have to compare this white signal with an unpainted signal. So if this white is equal to unpainted, then send it to the right, but if it's not equal, send it straight ahead. What we need to do is negate this. There. White equal to unpainted, that's not true, so we need to send those ahead. So we need a true signal here. That's what we were doing just now, and there we go. Now, as you noticed, I say white, but we're actually getting purple, and that's because with the paint mixer, and this little logic, I'm actually unstacking here. So I shouldn't be doing that if I wanted to do it the same way as I'm doing above. So let me remove these two, and I'm just gonna say constant signal, the gold shape, and now we've got white. So here the mixer has started making white paint. You just need to wait for it to clear up a little. And this is beautiful. Those colors, that's amazing. But once it clears up, you can see that we've only got white paint now, and that those stars are in fact getting painted as they should. I dare say we might want to give it a go and actually assemble 4 of these together to create the bottom star. For that, we're gonna need a lot of space. So if we take a look around our hub, you can see that the original factory we have made is absolutely huge. Sad thing is that we don't need the majority of these shapes anymore. For example, all of those we can safely discard. I think I'm gonna do it and make the factory somewhere on the top part. So wait a second, bear with me, and I'm gonna go ahead and start deleting these 4 conveyor belts and the factories which lead to those. This is actually quite an interesting process. So here we've got those devil shapes, and when we zoom out you can see that those go all around there, and here they get assembled. We've got those huge factories, and this whole thing is just the devil shapes. But also here we create the base of the devil shape, and for that we need those circles which get brought all the way down from here. I'm just gonna delete all of this, and I can see that those we're also gonna be able to delete pretty safely. But I'm a little scared to do this all at the same time, so I'm gonna do bit by bit. At this point of the game we basically only need to manufacture those upgrade shapes. The purple ones, the logos and the rocket ships. Oh, and the blueprints, of course. Those are gonna be quite important when making those fully automatic factories. We've already got them, but we only have the blueprints, which means that we're gonna have to copy those. This really makes me sad in my heart. Here we have those factories, those really old factories manufacturing the white circles, and those actually then get used in creation of those blueprint shapes. That's really weird. We've got only 17 a second, which is this full conveyor belt. This is our factory. Look at how inefficient this is. Doesn't really make any sense. But we've got plenty of those, so I don't think there's any harm to that. Well, let's go into this conveyor belt. Just look at this beautiful factory. It used to be the paint mixing facility creating those blue TVs, and all that is gone with a click of the button. 2,500 buildings there. Quite a bit of empty space. Still, a lot of it is full, but we do need these factories as they manufacture the upgrade shapes, the purple ones. Alright, so I think we should somewhere in this area start building the necessary factories. I just need to find a universal shape again, which is a square, circle, star and a windmill. I'm gonna place a to-do marker here, and we can go to the blueprints. Here we have this little factory of ours, and we can just copy and just place it, I don't know, somewhere there. But the hard part, we also need to copy the wires, and we have to do that separately. So let me try selecting all of this, copying the wires. Let's go to our marker, and now somehow I have to line this up correctly, but I don't know how. I think I'm gonna try it with those here. Is this correct? Yes, I think this is correct. So on the right side, all the filters or the wires are connected to the filters. So let's try that. And I think that's correct. It seems correct. Yes, this is also correct. And up here, yes, that's right. Awesome. So this is just one corner, and we're gonna need 4, which means that I'm gonna have to copy this whole thing again and again and again. And this is just one shape, just one. Select all the wires, copy, and we're gonna start pasting those here. So again, let me line this up properly with the filters there, and again there, and again there. Awesome. So now we should have the 4 bits and pieces, and now I just need to connect the colors from the bottom here, the shapes from the right side, and then I need to fix these logical inputs so that each of those creates exactly 1/4 and the correct one. Alright, all the paints are connected. Now we need to connect the shapes. No, we don't. Those are also connected. So is that it? Do we just need to do the logic now? Which is the simple part in this case. I think I'm gonna end the video here. So join me next time when we'll finish and truly make the Make Anything machine. capable of delivering any shape that we want.